Right, bit of a different setting today. We're outside because the weather's nice, and why not? So, just a quick one on being optimal. I see this all the time, and I used to fall prey to this. Being optimal it's not realistic for your training, for your sleep, for everything. There's so much content out there about optimizing this and the optimal split and the optimal macros. It's all too much. It's it's unrealistic. It's like comparing it to perfect. Like, what are the perfect macros? Well, that's not the same for everyone. It's not the same for everybody's lifestyle. It's not the same for everybody's training. It's not the same for everybody's body type and where they're at in the process. Optimal sounds good on paper and it sounds nice as a goal, but it's like going to an artist and asking them to draw things perfectly. They'll say, well, that's not realistic. That's not what we're here to do. We're just here to do the best. And yeah, optimizing everything. I've just had enough. There's been times where I've tried to optimize training and my workouts and optimize my sleep by setting alarms when to go to bed. And it got to the point a few weeks ago, and I took a step back. I'm thinking, what am I doing? I'm a big believer in a small incremental improvement over a lot of areas adds up to a massive improvement. But if you were to get one of these, let's say 5 areas, and max it out, like your sleep. So when it comes to training, if you got your sleep dialed in absolutely perfect, I just feel like that'd take up so much time, effort, resources, and the return on investment wouldn't be significant enough for people like us to get the most out of. It makes sense if you're an Olympian. If you're Chris Bumstead competing at the Olympia and that is your thing every year, that is the main event, that's the Super Bowl of bodybuilding, I get it. Chris is probably dialing in his sleep, he's dialing in his diet, he's dialing in his training. Everything is as close to as perfect as possible. But when it comes to normal people like us, I'm a big fan of just going for 3/4. Make everything good instead of a few things great and a few things very poor. I kind of look at optimal like this. Right, ignore the scrappy setup. We're going to go with yellow. So this is your graph. And it kind of, in my mind, goes, oh, my chalk's wet. It goes like that. On this axis, we've got result. And on this bottom axis, we've got effort. That is the worst writing you will ever see. This chalk, there's no one to blame but myself. So that's what we're looking at. Results up the left, and then effort on the right, on the bottom. Sorry, and it's great if you're an Olympian and you need to be here because you need these results to just be incrementally better. But when you're a normal person like us, going for 3/4 gets you the most bang for your buck. There's no point spending double the effort and being up here to try and get this much more for this much more effort. It just doesn't make sense at our level. So where we are on this graph, I'm just a big believer in getting everything into the good, leaving it at 75% and then move on to the next thing. Small incremental improvements across a variety of areas, I feel, leads to a bigger overall gain. And like I said before, I've fallen prey to trying to optimize an area to perfect. Life's imperfect. It's not perfect. And if you want to be world class at anything, then yeah, maybe you've got to put your eggs in that basket, but it takes away from the other parts of your life. The truest same in business. You look at people like George Heaton from Represent, Alex Hormozy. These people are so elite, it's unbelievable. But at the same time, they have to be sacrificing other things, You can't live a good life in all areas without some other areas suffering. And there'll be people out there that say you can't. No, I don't believe you can. I don't believe you can. I think there's only so many hours in a day. There's only so much effort and time and commitment you can put into certain things. You know, Alex Hormozy might be in a different position if he had kids 5 or 10 years ago. You know, so there's quite a few examples of that where you are an expert in what you're an expert in, but you can't be an expert in everything. That's just not realistic. Anyway, I'm rambling. The point of this is just relax on being optimal. Try just make the most. Get 3/4. Get 70%. Get the most bang for your buck out of most things, and then move on to the next discipline. So if your sleep's decent, good. Next, what can we improve next? Can we improve diet? Can we improve our stretching or recovery? Can we go and use a massage gun or get more massages? Can we increase different supplements? What else can we do to increase our overall quality? And yeah, chasing optimal is something I've fallen victim to for a long time. It's not realistic. So just try be good. Try be good in every area, and you'll see tremendous benefit overall.